Theater mode. Clicking on Theater on the right takes you to Theater mode. Here it is possible to create programmed shows with fixed sequences. There are 6 memory locations for scenes at the bottom. Scenes consist of cues, i.e., individual settings. To create a scene, make the desired settings for the spotlights and then press Add Cue in Theater mode. Then press the button for the scene in which the cue is to be saved. The scene is now outlined in yellow. You can then save further cues in the same or other scenes in the same way. If you now click on Change in the upper area, and then on one of the scenes, it will appear in the upper area and you can see which steps the scene consists of. The scene that is currently active is also displayed at the top. The first cue of the scene is now outlined in yellow. To start this, press it again. The button now lights up orange. Functional values such as position, gobos, and color wheel values are now already set. To make the light visible, you need to raise the dimmer of the scene. If you want to switch to the next cue, press the Go button. The back button switches back one cue. If you want to jump directly to a specific cue, you can also select it directly. To create particularly clean transitions between the individual cues, you can set fade values. To do this, press the Fade Autoplay button and select the cue for which you want to set the fade time. A menu opens with 3 faders for color, movement, and autoplay. Here you can now set the time in seconds for how long the fade-in of colors and movement should last. The autoplay fader can be used to set the time, after which the next cue should run automatically. This function can be useful for both architectural lighting and theater applications. As there are 2 surfaces in the upper area, you can prepare the next scene while the first scene is still running. The dimmer faders can also be used to fade from one scene to the next. The dimmer faders always control the brightness of the scene. The cues that are currently running are always highlighted in orange. As long as a cue is highlighted in yellow, it does not issue any commands. If the DMX values from Scene 1 and Scene 2 contradict each other while both are active, the higher DMX value always prevails. You should therefore take particular care to ensure that the second scene does not overwrite any functions that are still required in the first scene. You can edit the scene using the Edit Scene Mood button. To do this, first click on the Edit Scene button and then on the scene you want to change. As with the chases, which we explained in Part 12, you can change, insert, or delete individual steps here. You can also give each cue and each scene a name and set the fade time. The memory locations for moods can be found on the right in Theater mode. Individual cues that do not belong in the scenes can also be stored here. For example, the command for the hall light in the theater, a general front light, or an effect such as a hazer. Moods can be faded in and out via their respective faders. If the values of an active scene and a mood contradict each other, the higher value prevails. To create moods, first make the desired setting on the spotlights, and then press Add Cue in Theater mode. Then assign the cue to its memory location on one of the Mood buttons. You can use the Edit Scene Mood button to assign a name or make changes. All changes must be confirmed with Save.